I finally watched Deadpool and Wolverine, and what an amazing ride it was. I'm so glad to have finally watched this movie. I was hyping for it for so long, and I was waiting to watch Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds reunite on screen after a long time, and it was amazing. Marvel has put out dwindling content post Endgame, with people only considering No Way Home as the best MCU entry. I do, however, consider Guardians 3 and Wakanda Forever to be quite good. The latest releases, however, like Marvel's and Secret Invasion, along with Quantumania, were worrisome. I can assure you this movie delivers on all aspects and it is amazing at it. So here's my review for Deadpool and Wolverine. I will have the video breaking down the post-credit scenes and the ending coming out soon enough, so stick around for that. The plot revolves around Wade Wilson, played by Ryan Reynolds. A couple years after the events of Deadpool 2, he is retired and working as a car salesman with former X Force teammate. After an encounter with the Time Variance Authority from Loki, he realizes that his timeline is dying because of the absence of Logan. So he sets out for a search for a Wolverine to help his universe. Eventually, falling into the void because of the TVA, he has to navigate his way out along with a Wolverine from the void. The good comedy and meta jokes. Following the trend of Deadpool and Deadpool 2, this movie turns up the fourth wall break, meta jokes, and the comedy banter by a lot. The Merc with a Mouth is not known to be shy about poking jokes at real life events in the movies, although this one had a lot of them, and they land very well. A lot of the jokes are poked at Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox and the acquisition of characters, that is, the mutants, back to Marvel. Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool almost seem like a united person as their comic timing is impeccable. The constant banter with Wolverine is also rib tickling, but doesn't fear to get emotional as well. While the marketing snippets and trailers showed a lot of these jokes, the movie amps it up a lot. It has hidden a lot of things from the trailer, and there are amazing comedy sequences and jokes in the movie, and you will not be disappointed. Trust me. It does feel like they are oversaturating at a while, but it still remains entertaining. Awesome action set pieces. Due to the film's R rating, Marvel did not hold back the action at all. It is realistic, gory, bloody, and quite well choreographed and seamlessly edited. During the fight sequence when TVA agents are chasing Deadpool in the forest, he digs up, spoiler, and attacks them with it. It is just hilarious and extremely bloody. I loved it. The highly anticipated face off between Deadpool and Wolverine was the highlight of the movie. It was finger licking good, it was amazingly choreographed, it had such amazing shots, it was perfect. Halfway around the movie, I thought the action was the highlight of the movie until I didn't. And you'll realize why that is. Proper handling of cameos. This movie felt like the actual multiverse of madness, or maybe it surprised me due to my lack of expectations. But there are a lot of cameos, some of which are extended cameos, and I won't ruin them for ya. But they blend in very well with the movie and the story and help further the plot by being incorporated really well in it. In Multiverse of Madness' situation, everybody was hyping the cameo so much that when they didn't turn out the way they were, people were disappointed. So I guess people had a little less expectations of cameos in this movie, and I will tell you that you will not be disappointed at all. Also, unlike Multiverse of Madness, where the cameos were sort of ruined with spaghettification, rubble crumbling, and cut in half, these were way more effective and less distracting, and also somewhat, captivating. The buddy dynamic. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are close friends in real life, and they're amazing actors as well. So their love hate relationship is the key attracting point of this movie. It feels more like a buddy adventure movie set across the multiverse instead of a multiverse movie with frenemies, which is the strong suit and the weak point at the same time. But in this situation, it works really well. They have a fun banter, they have heart to heart emotional moments, they have amazing fight sequence, and the ultimate friendship secures a spot in your heart. and you have fun all along the way with some heartfelt moments as well. The bad, the need for homework. Sean Levy, the director, and Ryan Reynolds have basically endorsed in their press release that you do not need to watch a lot of the previous movies except Deadpool and maybe Deadpool 2. But that is not true. You need to know about all of the X-Men movies in the 2000s, the Wolverine solo movie, including 2017's Logan, both the Deadpool movies, and the two seasons of Loki to better understand what is happening. The 2011 X-Men movies are not required to be watched at all, but I do recommend that you watch Loki season 1 and 2 to understand TVA, pruning, the multiverse and the branches and how exactly they fit into this whole multiverse plot. Because if you're not a seasoned MCU fan, you will struggle. Forgettable plot and antagonist motive. While watching the movie, it felt like the director, the creators, and the writers just wanted to make a buddy movie with Deadpool and Wolverine, and they added Cassandra Nova in the end to round it out and to make it better. Due to this, not adequate amount of time is focused on Cassandra Nova. Her motives and actions are easily forgettable and underdeveloped. While I do understand that the camaraderie between the leads is important and Ryan and Hugh should take center stage because of their characters, I do feel that developing Cassandra with a slightly longer runtime would have benefited the movie and would have rounded it out a lot, making it more complete and captivating. It would have also added a layer of depth which would have helped the movie significantly. But the story works despite it. Emma Corrin is great, but it would have just been much more impactful for sure. That is why I believe that this movie was pulled down a bit. It could have been the best movie since Endgame. It was a very good movie since Endgame, but I do believe that Guardians Volume 3 had a little bit more gravitas and depth to it. That's why it is a bit above this, but this movie is still quite good. Another minute problem that I had was that it seemed as if Ryan Reynolds was too aware of the fatigue and repetitiveness of this genre, that he was trying too hard to keep us entertained and engrossed by turning everything into a gag, a joke, or even a meta reference. Most of it works, thankfully. Some doesn't, but it can be overlooked easily. Performances. Ryan Reynolds absolutely shines as the merc with the mouth. His dialogue delivery and comedic timing are perfect. At this point, you cannot distinguish Ryan Reynolds, the actor, to Wade Wilson. That's how masterful he is in his craft. Also, apart from the comedy sequences, he does shine in the emotional scenes. He has a lot of heart to heart moments, not just with Wolverine, but with other actors like Vanessa. His dialogue delivery changes, his body language changes, and you can see that emotional depth in his eyes. That's really, really good as a performer. You can understand in his performance that he is eager to entertain you, that he loves this character, and he just wants to make it perfect for the audience. I was so excited to see Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine. He is perfect in this movie. He keeps getting better with each Wolverine performance, and I think his performance as Wolverine is better than his performance in Logan. He is completely opposite to Ryan Reynolds. He has such depth and gravitas to his performance. It's amazing. You can see in his body language that this person has been tortured emotionally and mentally, that he suffered great losses, and despite his pulling through because he cannot die. And it's not just the emotional sequences in the movie, he also shines in the comedy sequences very fluently. I loved every single shot of him and Ryan together, and I particularly loved the emotional scene he had with Daphne Keane. Speaking of whom, Daphne Keane as Laura or X-23 is in an extended cameo, and since you've already seen in her trailer, I am not spoiling anything for you. She plays a key role in the middle half of the story that really helps develop the character of Wolverine further, and she has a lot of sincerity to her character. I mean, she has certainly evolved as an actor from Logan to here. I also thought that the inclusion of Daphne Keane as Laura in the story really helped move the story far. As far as Emma Corrin is concerned, I think she was terrific in her role as Cassandra Nova. There was something about her that did radiate pure evil, and that is really, really cool. Emma Corrin is strong and willful in her performance and is quite witty when she has to be. Although her character could have been handled well, I
You
think
got
her
the wrong
acting is
guy.
fantastic. Matthew McFadden as Mr. Paradox has also done an amazing job. I just love the character journey and transformation that he has from the beginning till the end. He has a sort of innocent and funny charm going on, which is really, really cute and really nice. And he really shines in the scenes he's sharing with Ryan Reynolds. They are just some of the best in the movie and very funny, might I add. The other actors like Monica Baccarin and Karan Soni, they are quite good. They shine in the limited screen time they have, like Rob Delaney as well. But apart from that, I can't talk much about the extended cameos without ruining them for you. So it was pretty much a fun ride. It was a fun movie. It was great to see the yellow and blue on Wolverine and the Merc with the mouth pulling on such meta jokes on Disney itself. So it was a very fun and different ride than what other MCU projects have given us so far. I loved the odd couple road trip thing that they had going on, and that is like the main selling point of this movie and the cameos of course. But the movie is pulled down a bit by its third act because of its generic nature. But this was overall a fun ride, a refreshing ride in the MCU, which we haven't gotten in a long time in a saturated world of wrong and badly written characters. So this is a refreshing take, and I do suggest you watch this movie in theaters to experience the conclusion of the Fox universe that housed the mutants, the Fantastic Four. They're all being concluded in this movie, and they are handled with a lot of care and love for the source material. So it's a really good send off to those characters. So here's my review, guys. I hope I helped you in deciding whether or not to watch the movie. I do suggest you do watch this movie, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.